Hello everyone, this is Adel Muteri. I'll start my presentation with a question asks whether or not it is possible or desirable to improve organizational performance using human resources management strategies. I'd like to begin by looking at the term human resources management. I think that the key word is resource, meaning that humans are a resource that has to be managed in order for organizations to achieve their goals. In this presentation, I will look at how human resource management strategies can be used as part of the overall strategy of an organization. And I'll also answer the question whether or not this is desirable. Moreover, I'll also argue that not only is it possible or desirable, but it is necessary as part of the overall strategy of organization. One of the most important areas of human resources management is strategic human resources management. This is part of the managerial process where the strategy of an organization is linked to human resources practices and policies. When we want to improve an organization performance, it is part of the overall goals. We need strategy in order to achieve those goals. One of the main arguments that I have is that once a strategy has been formulated, which is one stage of the strategic management model, then the strategy has to be implemented, and this requires human resources. During the implementation of strategy, we need human resources for two main reasons. Firstly, we need to manage human resources and deploy them where they are needed. This is often done by management through leadership. And secondly, most strategies that are about improving performance would need the commitment and action from all people in an organization. More specifically, we can see that human resource management is essential part of business strategy at the functional level. This level includes the main functional operation of the business, such as research and development, manufacturing, marketing, and managing human resources. It is at this level that we need to maximize resources productivity in order to support the organization's competitive strategy, and this is where human resources policies support this strategy. However, the problem is that it has also not been very clear exactly how HRM affects the success of organization. And it is not clear which human resource management strategies have a stronger effect on success. Moreover, it has been suggested by Cook in 2000 that there have been many studies about the effect of HRM on organization performance, but the problem is that there is no unity in the theory or research methodology. This idea is also being suggested by Powie and Bosley in 2008, who said that HRM does matter when they were talking about the human resource management and performance debate, but the relationship between them is weak, and there is a need to develop research methodology and theory properly understand the link. To be more specific, it is important to understand the mechanism through which the positive effects manifest themselves. This needs greater refinement of the theory In fact, it has been suggested by Bowen and Ostrov in 2004 that human resources practices has to be guided by human resource theory. An answer to this question has been suggested by Powell and Anand Tharman in 2003, who say that although there is not a direct connection between human resources practice and operational and financial performance of organization, human resources practice can significantly affect success in an indirect way, and therefore it is a mistake to only look at the direct effects. However, there have been studies that have looked at the relationship between human resource management and organization performance, and it is also been shown that human resource policies has had a positive effect. This link found between human resource management practices and organization performance is not a new idea. In 1996, Huxley said that it has been established for a long time that the way that organizations manage people can influence their performance. More specifically, successful organizations have shown that human resource management practices such as employee participation, employee empowerment, job redesign, team-based production, and performance management have all contributed to the success of organization. Another example of the successful relationship between organizational performance and human resource management was in a study by Bartel in 2004 about human resource management and organization performance in retail banking. The study found that there was a positive relationship between branch performance and employee satisfaction. Now, the important thing to remember here is if employees are satisfied, then they are more likely to contribute to the success of an organization because they are more motivated. In the study about the banks, the employee satisfaction was achieved through performance evaluation, feedback, incentives, and employee recognition, all of which are part of human resource strategy. This idea found in these two studies are supported by the theory of we look at a well-known model of human resources, Guest's 1997. Model of human resources of human resource management. We can clearly see that this idea is that human resource management is not part of normal personal management, but is very, very much part of overall strategic management, which I have mentioned before. In Guest's model, there are 6 dimensions, which are 1, human resources management strategy, 2, human resources management practices, 3, human resources management outcomes, 4, behavior outcomes, 5, performance outcomes, and finally, financial outcomes, which clearly show that there is a link between human resources management and organizational outcomes through strategy. Before I mention that, in order for an organization strategy to be successful, it required both the deployment and commitment of human resources. However, even Guest admitted that the relationship between employee commitment and performance was not clear. In conclusion, I think that it is clear that human resources management policies do have a positive effect on organization and organizational performance. Even though it may not be clear how exactly it happens, there needs to be further research about the actual effects because this will help those who are involved in developing human resource strategy to understand how their policies have an impact. In answer to the question about whether it is possible, then I think that any organization strategy needs to consider how to manage all of an organization's resources, including human resources, and also committed workforce who are well informed about the strategy are also required to help implement it. Therefore, who are required to help implement it. Therefore, considering this, I think this is impossible. It is impossible to ignore the human resources management issue. Thanks a lot.